Hey everybody, Average Picker here. So we're going to pick this little guy. Got it. It was like $4 from China, free shipping. Here's our key for it, and we're not going to gut it, but we will flip the camera around and take a closer look at it when we're done. I will say the hardest part of this lock is tensioning it. There's a few ways you can do it. I use my little tensioner that I made for those little abuses, and it tends to grab pretty well in the upper left hand corner. Now this is not really the best tensioner, but it does grip okay. You can also, if you've got these things which are used for cars and locks that basically have like, little doors, I guess, little shutters on them to kind of keep them protected from the elements. You can also tension it with this by just getting it in those corners, letting it expand. It grabs pretty well. I say as it doesn't grab. But yeah, you can see tensioning this is probably the hardest part of it. Once this holds onto the lock, it actually holds a little bit better than my little tensioner, but I'm better at determining when this guy's about to slip out than when this one is. So we're going to use this. You probably, depending on your Tapa keyway tensioners, you could probably get one of those in there as well. Pretty okay-ish, as long as you're careful. Can kind of block off one of the pins though. And if you're really just in the doghouse trying to figure out how to tension it, you know what? If you want to cheat it, just grab the back shackle and give it hold some pressure on it. Yeah, you can't do that in a real situation, but if you just want to try to pick it and you don't really have anything, you're having trouble getting a grip on it. Now you are going to notice a cut because tensioning is the hardest part of this thing, and I don't plan to just keep fumbling and picking up the tensioner over and over and over again if it keeps slipping out. So yeah, if it takes more than one shoot to get the tensioner, so be it. But yeah, let's get on with it. Okay, we've got it tensioned now in the upper left hand corner, and we'll see what we can get here. Honestly, keeping this thing tensioned is about the hardest part of this lock. You could probably, if you're a halfway decent raker, honestly just rake most of this thing open. You can see I'm even tilting the pick this way because I'm just hitting the pins on the bottom with the back end of the pick. I think we're just down to one pin, probably the one that's just behind the tensioner. No. Up here maybe. I think we just got one pin left. Well, that wasn't it. There we go. And we're in. I'm not going to turn the lock completely because we do have those pins, and I think that's just going to cause some badness if we do. But we'll flip the camera around here and take a closer look at it. It's kind of interesting. I'm going to go ahead and relock it. So like I think I said, we're not going to be gunning this little guy because I think it's just going to be some badness and I'll not get it back together. You can see we got a little triangle up here that does correspond to the notch on the key, because there is only one way for that key to go in and work. It won't even fit in any other direction unless that notch lines up. And we can see our little corners are different sizes. Now looking at the key, you know, it shows like you might be forgiven in thinking that's 5 pins if you counted these peaks. But if we look at how far it goes in up to about that notch, which puts that piece into the tail. So yeah, and honestly, I'm not even sure. Are we able to see down in here enough? Because picking it, I even wonder if it's even 4 pins on each corner. Picking it, it feels more like it's 3. There's a good chunk of space back here that in the back of the lock that just is completely smooth to the pick. Yeah, so our last pin is probably about there. That's really all the further back the pins actually go in the lock, from what it feels like anyway. And like I said, when you pick it, there's not much to it. In fact, like I said, you know, when I was doing picking, I would also tilt the pick this way and just kind of hit some of these pins down here. Because, yeah, it's a $4 lock, so it's not going to be too precise. But interesting little guy. I don't know how long that would take to get used to with that notch, but it's kind of nice to have it there. You could feel it. If it was in the dark or something, you just grab the key. You know, you wouldn't have to actually see it. You could just feel for where it's at. Yeah, there we go. That little guy picked.